Hey, how y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto and Jenna coming at you from the Wild Wild West. What's Jenna doing over there? She gonna come say hello? No, she's just sitting over there minding her own business. But we had to do a redo because we have a blooper, people. So this is a brand new one. I'm trying to tell you it's a brand new one. I just had to redo the video, people. My camera ran out of space. And so I had to delete some things off from the hard drive of it. Anyway. Coming from Midway, USA. And this is one that I've been wanting for a long time, people. A very, 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 very long time. Many, many, many years. And it's one that I just never got because it was extremely expensive. Or, extremely, for me, I'm a working class man that, I got people depend on me. I got to pay all the bills and stuff. So, it was extremely expensive for me as it didn't fit in my budget. But I finally got one. It went on sale. It was on sale at Midway for $128. $128. I'd never seen it that low, so I jumped on it. And I always like to wait until I receive things before and I take a look at them before I recommend them to you guys. So I waited until I received it. It came today, and so I went and looked on the website, and it's not 128 anymore, people. It's 140, but it's still a great deal. It's still a great deal because it's usually over $200. So you might want to check it out if you're interested. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's find out what it is. And then the unboxing day was a knife that's been going to work with me every day. As y'all know, my Crew Carta Military 2. I absolutely love this. This is an awesome work knife. Absolutely love it. To me, it's like a folding culinary knife. The blade to me is shaped like a steak knife, and it's full flat ground like a steak knife. And so, to me, for a work knife for me, where I do make my lunches and do food prep with it, small food prep with it, and stuff like that, this is an excellent knife for me to carry to work. So it's become one of my favorites. And not only that, it's fun. I've been carrying these for about a year now. The first one was the plain one that I got with the black G10 handle, and then I got this one next, and my newest one is the camo black DLC one with the S30V. The first one's S30V. This is crew wear, and this one I actually like the best for work because I like uncoated blades for food prep, people. I've heard so many stories and rumors, and I don't know if anything's true or not. It could be just stuff that may not be true or not, but I don't like to take risks because I don't want to get cancer. But everybody says that, a lot of times the finishes are bad. They have chemicals or whatever that are bad for your health when it can get into the food that you eat when you do food prep with them. So I used to use them, but now I don't. So now I just use the plain blades. And so this is the one I like the best for work right now. This one in the black and the first one I got with the S30V blade and G10 handles. Those are my two favorite ones to actually carry probably the most. The black one I got to carry for, when I need to have a blade that's not so visible. So that one will probably get carried the least. This one's gonna be the one that gets carried the most. It is getting carried the most. I actually love it, people. It's an excellent blade. And we sliced this open with it during our first take, and there it is there. So that did its job. And yes, I've been wanting this one forever, people. I'm a fixed blade fan when it comes to fighting fixed blade. And I like camp knives too, but the camp knives I don't get those so much to collect. I get those to actually use. To use it, for wood crafting and doing things like that. Because I think doing stuff like that is just fun. Well, let me show you the box first. People, before we get into the blade. There's the specs. Blade length, 8 1/4 inches. Overall length, 13 1/4 inches. Steel, San Mai. Weight, 13.9 ounces. Blade thickness, 5 millimeters. Handle length, 5 inches. The scale material is G10. The one that I used to want, I think, had a black micarta handle. I think it was made of polished black micarta. It might have been G10 though, I don't know. But I always thought it was micarta. I think I used to hear people call it micarta. But the new one, this is the new one from GSM Cold Steel. And from what I hear, it's just like the original one. The only thing that's different is it has G10 handles. Polished G10. Anyway, we're going to get into it. Take a good look at the box. All right, let's get into it. There it is there. This will be a collector, people. This is not, I didn't get this to be a user. This is a apocalypse knife. That's when this one we go to get the use. The zombie killer. Oh man, this knife. I love the way it feels in my hand. Oh man, this feels like somebody couldn't pull this out of my hand with this. It's a Loveless design, and with this, I don't know what you would call that. A secondary finger guard or secondary, I don't know. It's put there to hold your fingers, so like if you stabbed into something, you can easily withdraw the blade too. Oh man, this knife was built to be a fighter, people. This is not a camp knife. It's not a hunting knife. This is a fighting knife. The whole purpose behind this knife is to be a fighter, nothing else. So don't be out there trying to break the tip, trying to stab cars with it, slam it against bricks, and the edge against bricks and all that kind of mess. That's not, this is meant to go through flesh. This is a knife meant for stabbing into. It could be a pig sticker. That could be the practical use of it. Be like a pig sticker for wild pig hunting. But, that's the only way to me it could be a hunting knife. It could be a pig sticker. It'd be good at that. But this is meant to be a fighting knife, people. This is a total fighting knife. Just like a fighting Bowie knife. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's get into it. Let's weigh it out and let's see if the specs are right. Okay, what we got first? Blade length, 8 1/4 inches. Let's find out they're right. 8 1/4 inches. Eight and an eighth. It's 8 1/8, people, not 8 1/4. 8 1/8. Total length, 13 1/4 inches. Total length is 13 1/4 inches. It's a little bit it's a touch under it, but I would call it 13 1/4. It's close enough. Okay, blade steel is semi. We know that. Weight 13.9 ounces. Okay, let's get the scale out next. Let's see what the scale says. They say 13.9 ounces. 13.6. 13.6. Always like to know what the sheath weighs too. 3.9. 3.9 ounces. £1 pound, 1.5 ounces, people. 1 pound, 1.5 ounces in the sheet. So that's 17.5 ounces. All right. What we got next? Blade thickness. Blade thickness. Blade thickness 5 millimeters. We're going to measure the blade tang. All right. Get zeroed out. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's Juju. Wanna say hi, sweetie? Wanna say hi? Huh? There's my girl. All right. Made your appearance, huh? You were in the first take too, though. Mm-hmm. You had to come back and do a redo, huh? That's my girl. That's my sweetie. All right. The Karambit Master. She got 20 Karambits. All right. All right, so we zeroed out here. .91. That's close enough. I'll give them 5 millimeters on that one. Let's see how the blade is. 4.22. 4.05. All the way up to the tip. Well, we'll get right before the tip. 2.10. And at the tip, 0.83. So it's just a little bit under a millimeter. This is a beautiful blade, people. I would call it a double hollow ground or a dagger blade. Well, not all dagger blades are hollow ground. Most of them are like flat ground, double flat ground blades. I'm calling it double because you got hollow ground on this side and hollow ground on that side. So I'm gonna call it double hollow. It's a double hollow clip blade. It's a double-edged, double hollow clip blade. Is that a good way to put it? And it's a long clip blade, more like a pig sticker. To me, it's like a pig sticker shaped knife. Meant to be a fighting. I've been wanting one of these for years. All the custom knife makers that are into fighting knives often they have their own rendition of this knife. It's a famous design by Loveless. Beautiful knife. Take a look at that G10 handle. And the way that they polished the tang in the back. That looks cool. The purpose of this piece right here is to aid in the withdrawing of the blade and to help, make it hard for somebody to get this knife out of your hand. This is a total fighter, people. This is an awesome blade. I've been wanting one of these for years. Okay, let's do some comparisons. We've done all the measurements. Let's do some comparisons. Well, first, let's test out the edge, huh? I'm gonna test out the edge. I'm gonna move the sheath out the way. Move the box out the way. Let's touch out the edge. Let's touch out the spine first. Now we'll do the front edge. They're sharp, people. That one's got right here. Let me see if that's just me. Because in the first take we already did test out the edge. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, it's sharp, people. It doesn't have any hiccup. All right. It's sharp. It will cut. As Doug McKay would say, it will cut. All right. What we want to compare it to first? Why don't we compare it to the one that I bought instead of this one back in the day? I bought this in between 2005, 2010, somewhere around in there. I've had this knife for maybe 20 years. I never got the big one. One, because it's not like a priority to me. Why? Because it's a knife that I can't carry. I can't carry a double-edged knife in my state. It's a felony. But I still have love for them. I do have a few daggers and the type with the taipan or the cold steel taipan, the double-edged dagger, Sami taipan, and I don't know. I got the Peacekeeper or whatever, Peacemaker or Peacekeeper. I can't remember what it was. The old ones back in the day, they had this type of handle that had a dagger blade. They were like boot knives. They called them boot knives. And that one I tried to carry, but I was in a club, an MC, and they told my president told me, he saw it and he said, no, you can't carry that because it's a felony because it's a double-edged knife in California. I didn't know that at that time. So I'm glad he told me that, and then I stopped carrying it. But I used to carry that one. But I absolutely love these double-edged blades, people, but I just can't carry them. And this one I think is just so sexy. I've always wanted it. I've always loved this design. I just couldn't afford it. Anyway, let's compare it to some of my other favorites. As y'all know, my favorite house knives. Look at that, same length of blade. Whoa, same length of blade. Let me put it down here. Yeah, I'll probably compare it down this way, huh? Same length of blade. Well, no, I take it back. Actually, this one's longer. Because if you put it guard to guard, yeah, this one has a 9-inch blade, I bet. Let me measure it. Nine inches. Yeah, a little bit over 8. Okay. Take it back. The Oya bun's longer. This is an Oya bun, people. They don't make these anymore. This is a cold steel knife, too. It used to have all the markings on it. But as y'all know, when things get used and beat up, I repolish them and refurbish them, and that's what happened to this one. This is one of my favorite knives. I've been having this one. I think I bought it before I bought this one. I think this is like one of the first big blades I bought from Cold Steel. Back in the day, in the early 2000s, in that era, between 2001 and 2010. I don't know when exactly it was, but it was right in that time. This one is a newer one. This is Sami. This is Sami also. And it's my Recon Tonto. With the 7-inch blade. These are all fighters, people. None of these are camp knives. We're not doing camp knives today. This is one of my favorite ones I've carried a lot. The Koban. These are the fighters that I like from Cold Steel. And why do I like these little lightweight ones? Because they're little and lightweight. These actually are easier to conceal, people, because they're flatter. And the handle is just the right size for your grip. The Oya bun, they need to bring this one back. This was an excellent self-defense knife. 9-inch blade. This is a Japanese Oz 8 blade. All these old ones are. This one's a Japanese Oz 8 too, and this one's Oz 8 also. This one's Sami, and as y'all know, this is Sami also. VG10 Sami. This is VG10 Sami. Absolutely loving them, people. Oh, this feels so good in hand. I don't know, out of all of these, I think I'd want this one. It feels really good. The handle is heavy. It's like real heavy. The balance point, no, it's not that bad. It balances out right where the finger groove is. Okay. It just feels heavy because, yeah, that balances out nice. With a handle like this too, piercing is going to add to the piercing power because your weight's back here. Bam. Wow. See, like this one's blade heavy. The balancing point's out here past the guard. But it's still a nice knife though because it's so light. This is a full tang. These are all full tang knives. The tang comes all the way back. And this is just an over molded handle. But it also has a swell in it. Because cold steel, I think they used to put like Grivex or Grivery, and then they overmold over that. And so they were able to give the handles, you know, different shapes and stuff if they wanted to. I think that's how they did it. I've never taken one apart, people. But I think I remember hearing somebody say something like that. Like this one has a little bit of its palm swell too. These you can actually carry in your front pocket. This one I like to have hanging from the hip. This one I have it set up to carry around the back. I've also carried this one in the front too. Horizontal in the front. This one I've carried horizontal in the front. And back in my motorcycle days, I used to carry these in my boots. But these are awesome knives, people. These are awesome knives. These two right here, this one I've never carried. I bought it thinking I would be able to carry it. I carried the Peacemaker first. I bought them both at the same time, I think it was. But I carried the Peacemaker because it fit my boot better, because it's a smaller knife. It's like the Peacekeeper, I think, had like a 5-inch blade. It has a 5-inch blade. I'm not exactly sure. But this one was bigger. And it was like almost like too big. That's the reason why I didn't carry it. But it's good that I didn't carry it anyway, because I would have to carry this one exposed out in the open. And if the police would have seen that I was carrying if anybody would have known that, if an officer would have known that this is a OSS with this kind of handle or whatever, that'd have been a giveaway. I'd have been in trouble. So I'm glad I didn't ever carry this one. I absolutely love it, people. Absolutely love it. This is an awesome knife too, the OSS. They still make these, and they're like under $100. They're like 70 or 80 bucks, something like that. That's about what I paid for this one. I paid like 70 bucks for this one. Oh, this one was like a $70 knife too. I got a good deal on this one. I think I paid just a little bit over 100 bucks for it with the Sam Mai steel. This one I paid like 40 bucks for it. The Kobans, you always can catch them on sale for like under $40. So at least you used to be able to. I haven't bought one in a long time, many years. So the prices may have changed on them. They might be $40 now. But this used to be like a $300 knife. And I just didn't spend that much on fixed blades back then, people. Because I didn't, because I wasn't hunting or anything like that. I was, into fishing and stuff. I wasn't hunting, so I wasn't buying hunting knives anymore like I used to when I was younger. When my father was alive, we used to all hunt together. So I was just getting knives for like self-defense. And so that's why I chose these. I like these with the Creighton handles and everything like that. They just like conceal really good and have a good grip, and they're not wide and everything. They're nice and flat, so they conceal nice. This is nice too, though. But this feels a lot heavier than these. These are a lot lighter. And if you're going to carry something all day long, it's always nicer to have the lightest one possible. That's why this one got carried the most. All these big knives that, a lot more fierce looking and if you had to use it for self-defense, they'd be better at scaring away your opponent than this one. But this one was the easy one to carry. This is only like 3.5 millimeters thick, and it doesn't weigh hardly. It's like a 4-ounce knife. It's like really easy to carry. So that one got carried the most. But that's my experience with these, people. Hope everybody's doing great out there. I absolutely love the Black Bear. The Black Bear Classic. Highly recommend it. Peace out, Stiletto.